We're here at Guernsey State Park in Wyoming. Usually there's water back there in the reservoir, but we're here during silt run.
There's a little bit of water over there.
We're going to review this state park and let you know if you should visit or not.
We're Bill and Christina. This is Bill, and I'm Christina. We've been traveling full time for a few years now, and we love staying at state parks and visiting state parks. We're going to give you the inside information of this park, Guernsey State Park.
We're here in the Guernsey State Park Sandy Point Campground. What do you think of this so far?
It's nice. It's very hot today. It's a lot hotter than it is in Denver or in Cheyenne. Well, 10 degrees, usually about as
Warmer here?
Warmer here, yeah.
We typically chase 70 degrees, but we're here in Wyoming in the summer for some family things, and we certainly are not chasing 70 degrees.
We are not.
If you think that mid-eastern Wyoming is pleasant in the summer, you'll be sadly mistaken.
Greatly surprised. Mm-hmm.
We're here at the end of July, and there's multiple mid-90 days in a row.
It's basically the plains.
Yeah, so that heat wave extends all the way up to North Dakota through the center of the country. But we're here, it's, I would say central eastern, maybe even southeastern Wyoming. And it's warm today.
Very warm.
And
it's also breezy, so that's good. If it was not breezy, that would be very sad. And it's also dry heat. So we're out west, and dry heat is much better, we think, than humid heat.
this campground is kind of interesting because it kind of has two sides to the lake. There's a side that we're on, which has Sandy Point, a lot of the campgrounds. On the other side, I forget the name of this place that we stayed, but it's right on the cliffs around the other side. You have to cross over the dam, and there's a weight restriction on the bridge, so check that before you go. I think there's a height restriction as well.
Also, no electric over there.
Yeah, so we're on this side in Sandy Point because they have electric and water hookups.
Plug in and have our AC working, which we now have.
And the other side doesn't have any hookups at all.
Nope.
So no electricity, no water on that side. But the bonus is it has prettier views.
Well,
and it doesn't have a train.
I don't know if I'd say prettier, but definitely different, because you can see the canyon, you can see the canyon cliffs. Over here, we can see the water, the lake over here, which you can over there also. But then you have rolling hills on the other side with some fields, I guess, meadows and trees scattered around. So it's very pretty over here too. And we are under the canopy of trees, which is right along the water. Last week or 2 weeks before, we camped over in the field. So same campground.
Same Sandy Point.
Same Sandy Point, but we had no shade at all. No big trees by us. So it was a lot more open.
So it really does have two different sides to it. And this is a typical, what I would call a typical Wyoming state park. It's a reservoir, and they had land around it, so they put some campsites on it. I would say if you want to do boating on the lake, so you're water skiing and things like that, you want to be on the Sandy Point side in like this campground, you can pull your boat right up. And we were here 3 weeks ago or so. There were a lot of people doing just that. They would anchor their boat out 20 feet offshore and come up to their campsite.
Have access right to their boat, right from the campsite.
You also have the water and the power. If you're just looking for a quiet getaway, the other side is pretty good, I think. This side does have a coal train.
This time of year, it is more quiet because of the silt run, which we'll talk about later.
And this side has the train.
Yeah.
So there's a coal train that comes through.
Okay, not a coal train.
5 times a day?
Many coal trains that keep coming
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's through the night and all during the day.
And only one time was there maybe something on the tracks where they were blaring a horn in the middle of the night. We've been here multiple other nights, and didn't happen any other time.
The train itself is not too loud. It's not like you can't have a conversation when it's going by or things like that. The times that we really didn't like it was there is a siding here as well. So the two coal trains will pass each other, the outgoing and incoming.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And the one will sit on the siding and wait for the other one to pass.
And this is what it does. It sits there and it goes
So it releases its air brakes or air compressor every now and then, and it's intermittent. If it's just sitting there running, you kind of forget that it's there, but the brakes wake you up a little
But
bit.
it kind of gives you the western feel. There's coal going back and forth all out west. So, if you're not used to being out west, that can be a benefit, something that you look at. Well, look at all that coal that's going by. I don't know.
It's
And if you like trains, sure.
it's not all that disturbing, but it is close. You'll have to keep an eye on your kids.
I would say it's about a block away. Would you say the train
I'd
track's
say it's
about a block away?
maybe 50 to 100 yards away.
Also, there's biting flies here. They look like regular flies, but they bite.
Yeah, so what else do we like about this campground? It is quiet. When we've been here during the silt run 2 years ago and this year. The silt run is right after 4th of July.
About maybe 3 to 5 days after the 4th of July, they schedule this silt run.
And they open the dam and let all the water out of the reservoir, basically.
Not all of the water, but
the fish stay.
3/4 of the water, probably.
It's probably a lot more than that. And the idea is to wash the silt down to
the farmers.
To the farmers. And then they close the dam
because
for the silt.
That silt, if you don't know what silt is, it's all of that organic matter that fertilizes the farmland.
So then
right?
I think so. Either that or they're clearing the silt out of the lake. I think it's something to do with the farmers.
Yeah.
Which we don't understand.
I thought I had a good explanation.
Then they close the dam and it slowly fills up. So it's been filling up for a couple weeks now. It is still super low and all the boat ramps are closed. So there's no boating on the reservoir right now. So keep that in mind if you're booking in July and probably early August. Check the website. It's probably no boating allowed. And that's why we're one of 4 campers here in this whole loop. We have the place to ourselves.
Bonus for that, right. We have the place to ourselves, so it's quiet. We like quiet. The beach is really beautiful and big because there's lots of sand because the water level is low. And it's not that far of a walk. We saw yesterday people playing on the beach, volleyball.
The mud flats. Mm-hmm.
The mud flats. And the birds are still here. The wildlife is still here. We're in Wyoming, which is a very cool state to visit.
As far as the campground goes itself, it has the typical fire pit, picnic table. It had 30, 50, 20 hookups, water for the ones that do have power and water. Nothing to complain about there. They have a dump station. They have some pit toilets over here. And it says they have a showers at the ranger headquarters.
Which is right where you come in and you check in. It's right after that.
But you're probably not going to want to use those. They're a good 3 miles from this campsite.
You think 3 miles?
Yeah, I think the posted sign says 3.2 miles.
Okay, and the dirt road, honestly,
it's half dirt, half paved.
Better than the paved road coming in.
Yeah, the sites are pretty level too. We didn't even use leveling blocks this time. We're a little bit crooked.
Every now and then you kind of forget that you're not leveling. Like, whoa, what happened there?
It's pretty big rig friendly. There's big loops, easy to get into these sites. Some of them back right up to the water if you want that. Like I said, if you're anchoring your boat out. Trash dumpsters. There's a group pavilion for if you want to rent that to have picnics and things.
Playground, horseshoes, and a field that you could set up your own badminton or volleyball net.
It's pretty nice campground, yeah. I would say. The drawback there is the cost. Since we're Wyoming residents, we get an annual camping pass. So this site only cost us $14 for the night.
Because we're paying for electric.
So for us, it's a $4 reservation fee and a $10 electric charge. If you're out of state, which most people are going to be, it's going to be $32 for the site, plus a $4 reservation fee. So if you're staying one night, that raises you to $32. If you want electricity, that's an additional $10. So now you're up to $42. And there is a daily entrance fee for non-residents of $12 per day.
Woo-wee!
So that gets you up over $50 a day for this, I would say, lesser amenities than a Colorado State Park or Texas or Florida.
But they can charge that because, first of all, Wyoming is a very big state. It's not highly populated. It's the least populated state in the U.S. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
So there's not a lot of funds there. But also it's so big and spaced out. There's not a lot of state parks in Wyoming. There's not a lot of campgrounds in Wyoming. So if you're trying to get anywhere out west and you need to come through Wyoming, this is a great place to stay, and it's worth the cost because there's not a lot else out there.
True, but it's still expensive for what you're getting.
Yeah.
And the one saving grace is that non-residents can buy an annual day pass for $96. It runs January to December, though, not from the time you get it. Keep that in mind. And at $96, it would take you 8 days of staying here to make that up. So if you're just coming through for a couple days, not worth getting. If you're going to be here for a week, maybe you're here a week in the fall and a week in the spring, then it would be worth getting.
But maybe you're going to Yellowstone National Park. Maybe you're going to the Grand Tetons National Park. There are some state parks nearby that would be an okay access point because those are huge parks. So those are, I foresee you could do 8 days pretty easily. If
figure out if it's worth it for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think for us, especially being Wyoming residents, this is a great state park for us. It's close to Cheyenne. It's about an hour and a half north of Cheyenne and about a half an hour east of I-25. So
maybe 2 hours then from Kurt Gowdy State Park, which we absolutely love also. And that is more in between Laramie and Cheyenne.
If you can't get a reservation here, which it is harder to get a reservation when it's not silt run time. So beginning of July and June, and then August.
In the summer and the weekends. So that's some really good inside information there.
If you can't get a reservation here, Glendo is close by. Glendo, same thing, reservoir with campgrounds around it.
But
not quite as pretty.
Right, and they do not have a silt run.
They do lower the water in August, I think they said, but it's not a silt run.
So it's not as much. Right?
I'm not sure if they closed their boat ramps. You'd have to check that one. We haven't been to Glendo yet. Kurt Gowdy is about 2 hours away. That's about it in the area that I can think of.
It's easy access to, yeah.
Guernsey is also kind of in the middle of nowhere. So we're
close to. What is the place to check out if you're at Guernsey State Park?
Wheatland?
No, I was going to talk about Dead Horse. Is it Dead Horse Point?
No, that's in Utah.
Okay, what is the name of the tall? Okay, now I feel
Devil's Tower?
Devil's Tower, yes.
That's a good couple hours from here.
Right, but in Wyoming, we're talking
everything's a good couple hours away.
Distance to get anywhere. Yes, anywhere that's notable.
As far as places to get like fuel and groceries and things like that, if you're coming up from the south, you want to stop at Wheatland before you get here.
Although they do not have a McDonald's.
They do not, but they have a supermarket, gas station, that kind of thing.
I think an A&W, I can't remember.
And that's probably about a half an hour away. If you're coming south, Douglas is probably the last big town. That's probably about an hour north of here, an hour from the park. And then if right out the entrance of the park road, there is a Sinclair gas station, so you can get fuel, a little convenience store items. And then the town of Torrington is about 45 minutes to the east. And they do have a McDonald's.
And speaking of gas, McDonald's, that type of thing, gas in particular, when you're coming out west, if you're not from out here, you might really want to get gas every time you have the opportunity because there can be long stretches where there isn't anything.
We have a friend who likes to be down to about 50 miles left on his tank before he'll fill up. And I told him out here, you probably want to make that 100 miles.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because you could go 50 miles between gas stations easily. So those are some things to keep in mind out here. The heat, a lot of people don't expect it to be this hot up here. The dryness.
Okay, talk about the dryness. Because that relates.
It's dry.
That relates to it cools down at night, though. So if you're used to being out east and you're like, whoa, it's 95, what is it going to be like overnight? And it cools down a good 10, 20 degrees sometimes.
So we're here in July, the very end of July. I think it was 95 yesterday, and it cooled down to 68, 65 overnight. So that's a 30-degree drop.
Beautiful.
So you'll be
Yeah.
running your AC during the day, but you won't need it at night.
Mhm.
Around 7 o'clock, we shut it off and open all the windows. The other thing is to keep in mind is the wind. It's not such a problem in the summer months of like July and August, but other months, this section of I-25 that we're close to can shut down due to wind. They have
Not
high
can,
wind.
it does. So just pay attention to, you're going to want to go to is it
YOroad.info.
YOroad.info and check out I-25 and I-80 because that will close regularly just because of wind.
And if you think, oh, we're in a big Class A, we're 40,000 pounds, we don't have to worry about it, it knocks over the semis, and those are 80,000 pounds. So it will knock you over. Pay attention to the warnings.
And when we say they close, it's usually they close to light, high-profile vehicles, which would be a camper van, which would be our Tiffin Wayfarer Class C.
It'll close to anything under 20,000 pounds. And then I think the next cutoff is 40,000 pounds.
Mhm.
And then it will just close to all high-profile vehicles, including 18-wheelers.
Also, if you're in a truck in a trailer, a fifth wheel, or any kind of trailer, that's also considered light, high-profile vehicle, and they're the first ones to topple over.
The other thing to keep in mind out here in Wyoming, especially since this is kind of a boating state park, I wouldn't classify it as a hiking state park.
No,
I think it's boating.
right. Not a lot of hiking trails.
If you are trailering or if you're bringing any kind of water craft, so canoes, kayaks, inflatable stand-up paddleboards, boats, obviously, you need to stop at the entrance stations when you're coming into Wyoming and get your boat checked.
So emphasize the inflatable because a lot of people don't really realize that that's included also. They are very serious about this in Wyoming.
So they will check every single watercraft that goes on the water to make sure you have that inspection done. And they're looking for, I think it's the zebra mussel.
It's a mussel that clogs up the waterways, and it's not here in Wyoming yet.
We're one of the last few states that don't have it.
That doesn't have it.
And they're trying to keep it out. So basically what you do is you stop at the entrance station. They'll do a check of your thing. If they find you have the zebra mussels or the shells or whatever, they basically spray you with really, really hot water.
And it
kills them.
Mm-hmm. Then you need to get a little certificate.
Yeah. Being dry does not kill them. Bleaching it does not kill them. There's like a whole bunch of things that people think kill them, but they do not. Only the hot water does. That's what they told us when we got inspected.
Right.
They'll give you a piece of paper, and you need to keep that with your boat at all times.
Like a registration that you had it inspected and or treated.
So they will come over to you on the water and ask to see that slip.
So if you've not stopped and gotten that piece of paper,
it's a big fine.
They will come out and they will find you.
Yeah.
They will find out if you've done that or not.
The other thing you need to do is to get an AIS sticker. This is a aquatic invasive species, I think it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
These are around $5. The inspection is actually free. The sticker, I think, cost $5 when we got it. That was a couple of years ago for our canoes.
Because you need it with your watercraft.
Right. So you need to have both of those things, and I think the sticker needs to be on the craft itself.
I mean, I suppose if you just had the piece of paper and you had it in a watertight thing and it was on your boat with you, they would be
but they want to make sure the sticker per boat.
Right. And you can get that at Walmart. And
right. There's a lot of sporting goods stores, and they just sell it to you. They ask you, like, what type of watercraft, what color it is, how long it is, things like that.
Yeah.
That one's pretty easy.
Other inside information?
So those two things, you always need the inspection and the AIS sticker to be on the water here in Wyoming.
And they'll tell you that when you get it inspected.
Yep.
And how to get it.
And a lot of the state parks, we were down at Boyd Lake State Park in Colorado. They were inspecting boats before and after they come out of the water.
Because they still don't want to introduce more of that species, so they're on board too. I believe all states are, but the western states in particular are a little bit more particular.
We're really concerned about it
because we have water issues here. So
those are things to keep in mind. The heat, because it's unexpected. The dryness, people usually expect the west to be dry.
The wind.
Wind.
But what comes with the dry is the cooler temperatures at night.
The wind. Make sure you get your watercraft inspected and know the silt run dates. because
If
there's
you
no
care.
watercraft.
If you care, right? If you're
We
boating.
like it because it's emptier. It's
And
easy
it's
to get
still very
reservations.
pretty. Yes.
So.
Also, we're in an interesting campsite in particular. We are in number 91. So some other really good inside information is how does it feel in different campsites? Which is your favorite? Why is it your favorite? We're number 91, and I was a little bit, not worried, but we're pretty much in the center of a circle of campsites all around us.
Yep.
The ones around us don't have any electric, but this one does.
Yeah.
So if people were to come in, it would be a really great group campsite, actually, if you had
the 90s, all of the 90s.
All the 90s. Well, this one in particular, 95, 94.
They kind of stagger them. So ours is closer to the road, and then the one next to us goes further back to the lake, and then the next one goes closer to the road.
So we have campsites in between us and the water in a circle around our campsite because we have electric and they don't. So if this was a weekend and it was the 4th of July and we were the only ones here, we didn't know any of those other people.
It'd be a bit tight.
It would be probably loud. We would feel surrounded by other campers. There's other sites that are not as much like that. So 91 has been really great for us. It's beautiful because nobody's here. That worked out.
It has the trees for the shade. It's close to the water.
Yes.
The other ones are further away and more space between each other, but they're right out in the open.
And also these 90s, all the ones along the water, which I highly recommend you look at the map when you're making a selection as to which site you want to go to. You would be able to see that. You'd be able to see that 91 is in the middle of a circle of other sites. And then if you select electric, you'll be able to see that. If you select you don't want electric, you'll be able to see that. Yep.
The other plus for being out there is our Starlink would work much better.
That is true. It's not working great here because we're under the trees a little.
We're Gen 3 Starlink permanently mounted on the roof. If you had it not permanently mounted, you could put it out in the driveway more, get better service. There is pretty much no cell service here at all.
Right.
Starlink does work pretty well, though, even
these are
considering
big,
the trees.
beefy trees. They've been here a long time.
Big cottonwoods.
Another thing, we were out in the field, which was really cool because at night, all the birds, I like bird watching. I like hearing birds and seeing birds. There were red starts out there, which I've only seen a few times. So that was really cool. And also some flycatchers.
Big eagles, right? Ostriches?
They're little. I was thinking they're kind of like a titmouse. About the size, no, a little bigger than a titmouse, probably.
I was talking about the turkeys.
Turkeys.
The wild turkeys
Yes.
walking through.
We saw 9 turkeys. At least 9 together, and they come through, they pass through, and they come back again.
They do a circle.
They're so fun. Yes.
So overall, I like the campground.
For sure. I don't like the heat, so I would much more likely want to be here on the end seasons, spring and fall, for temperature-wise, and to be able to appreciate all of the water and fewer people.
Good campground. Okay, so what can you do at Guernsey State Park?
Oh, let me tell you.
We're going to go back and forth and see how many things we can think of. You want to go first?
Bird watching. I love bird watching. As I said before, there are red starts. There are
eagles.
Swallows. We have not seen an eagle, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is the kind of place that eagles would like to be.
Osprey, probably.
Turkeys. Big fat turkeys walking around.
All right, I'm going to pick picnicking for mine. Christina's other favorite activity. We just had 2 swallows fly in here.
One of the nests is right there.
So we're sitting in a group pavilion that you can use for picnicking. There's a barbecue grill. There's extra parking here. There's picnic benches everywhere.
There's 8 picnic benches in this.
Definitely can picnic at this park.
You can picnic almost anywhere, so.
All right, what do you got?
Boating.
Oh, boating. Okay, we talked a lot about that you need the inspection sticker and the AIS. This kind of does feel like a boating primary park to me.
Yes, but we do need to define boating because a lot of times out west, boating does not allow for motorboats, but this one does.
Right, so this isn't just fishing.
Right.
This is boating. So we'll do fishing as a separate category.
You can fish anywhere there's water pretty much.
So I'm counting fishing.
Okay.
What do you got?
Camping. We love camping. We travel full time all across the US and beyond. We love state parks. We're almost always staying in a state park. And so we camp. We not only visit state parks, but we camp in state parks.
There's a playground here.
You can
can
play.
play in playground.
You can play. Can you swim?
I don't know about that.
We'll let you know about the swimming part. A lot of times, again, out west,
Since
when
it's
there's
a
a
reservoir.
reservoir, you may not swim, but we will let you know that.
You can sit on the beach, but there are signs posted, no pets on the beach.
Yeah, no dogs on the beach
So-
allowed.
It's probably because people aren't picking up after them and it's a reservoir. So,
There's a lot of birds, migrating birds that come here too.
all right, what else do I have?
I just
do you want to
saw
say
an
horseshoe?
orange bird that flew by, and I need to look up and see what he is.
I would say horseshoes.
Yeah, they have horseshoes scattered about.
And along with that, there is enough area here, enough free space. We're just looking behind us to set up a volleyball net, a little soccer game, or a wiffle ball, or things like that. There's plenty of space. This is Sandy Point. Not every campground in here is going to be like that.
Right.
We passed a few that are smaller on the way, and then we know that the one we stayed on the other side, I think that's the north side
Mm-hmm.
of the lake, is
It's the north and east
it
side.
did have some open areas as well.
The side with the visitor center, which that's another thing you can go do, is you can research history because they have a really cool visitor center here.
They do have a cool visitor center.
And it's cool.
Yeah,
Like
I think
AC. So if you need someplace to go to be cool,
it was one of those that's made out of stone, built by the CCC,
very cool. Yeah.
and it has the whole history of the park and the dam and the power generation that they used to do here, how it was built, all that kind of stuff is in the museum.
I love it. And it's free.
Worth a stop.
And it's
Yeah,
free to go in.
Yep.
Do they have anything to buy there?
I don't think so. I think it was just exhibits.
Yeah. No,
All right. Can you think of anything else? I'm racking my brain
Okay,
now.
I'm also seeing, besides bird watching, it's not really the same category, but there's bat houses over there, which people generally like to have bat houses in order to eat the bugs.
Mhm.
And I didn't notice a whole lot of bugs.
So what's your
that's
activity?
kinda cool.
Bat watching
Yeah,
at night?
wildlife watching. Sure.
I don't think there is a lot of other wildlife here. It doesn't seem like a big place for like bears and elk and
And we
deer
haven't
and
even
kind of
seen
thing.
deer. Yeah.
So
You
they're
could
probably
also,
around somewhere.
if you're a train buff, if you like trains, there's the train that goes by.
The NSF.
The coal cars go by multiple times a day.
Can
So if you like trains, you can be
train spot
watching
the
them.
diesel engines?
How many coal cars are there
There's a
in
lot.
one train?
They're probably a mile long. Anything
Your
else? I
typical
can't-
outdoorsy. I don't think they have hunting here, but we'll go over that list before we give the review.
Yeah,
But
I would
that's
say
generally-
boating's number one
Hmm.
with
Camping.
camping, and then you have some small activities that you could do here as well.
Hmm.
But that's about it. Still a good state park.
We love it. Yeah, we do.
So to sum it all up, campground, the history of the place. I guess we didn't cover that there are. This is along the Oregon Trail
That's right.
Byway
Another
or
history.
Oregon Trail.
You can see ruts.
That's outside of the
Pioneer
park.
Wagon wheel ruts close by.
So if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to see where people got dysentery on the Oregon Trail, because we all died of dysentery on the Oregon Trail, you can see the markers along the road on the way in. But so wrap it all up: the history, the boating, the campgrounds, the amenities, the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
About
Would you
this
come here
state-
again?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Especially because there's not a lot of places to stay. We went over how expansive the state of Wyoming is and all of the other states around us. So there's not a lot of state parks or campgrounds
Okay.
or recreation areas.
If you were a non-resident at
Mm-hmm.
$52 for a single night.
If you're coming out west, and you're going to want to stay at a nice place.
Yeah, I would say if you're really into boating and you can get a week here, it's probably worth it.
Hmm. And also, if you are traveling cross country and you're trying
And
to
you
get to
just need a single
Yellowstone,
night.
or yeah.
Yeah, it's a good stopover on the way up
Or-
through Casper to Cody.
And we talked about this before too, though, that you might want to not spend just one single night because it's hard to experience a whole park with just one night stay over. Unless you're trying to get somewhere fast, I would spend a couple of days here.
Most
of
of the people that
nights.
we talked to last night were here for a single night,
Mhm.
passing through on their way someplace
It's
else.
also a little out of the way. How far away from the highway is it?
About a half an hour.
Half an hour.
Or
It's not
20
that
minutes.
far out of the way if you just need to stretch your legs and come but it's a lot of money just for a couple of
Yeah.
hours.
Overall, I'd say this is a good state park.
Yeah.
Especially for Wyoming residents, which there aren't many of us.
Especially for Wyoming.
Out of state, it's a bit on the pricey side, I think, for the amenities that you're getting. If you want to come for the week and boat, that's great. I think for a single night, if it was anywhere else that had competition for sites, I think the price would have to be a lot lower.
But a state park you're going to wake up to prettiness.
I'd give it, I don't know, I'm struggling even with 3 out of 5 stars.
Really.
With the train and the price,
On
the
this
lack
side.
of amenities.
Yeah. The other side is beautiful, and we'll show you pictures of that too. And we stayed here a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's more expensive than a Colorado state park, and those have better amenities. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Okay, this is hard, so that's why we're spending a little bit more time on this. I would give it a couple more stars because of the expansiveness of this state and how hard it is to find a good place to stay overnight and go to sleep and wake up in a pretty area out west.
Okay, I guess we would say then it's a decent state park. If you're in the area, wouldn't go out of my way for it.
Mm.
Fair?
Yeah, fair.
All right. Thanks.